Hello and welcome to The Dynamics of Us, the podcast where we explore the fascinating world of human interaction. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into a topic that affects every single one of us every single day: group dynamics.
From our families and friends to our colleagues at work, we're constantly part of groups. But have you ever stopped to think about how being in a group changes the way you think, act, and make decisions? Today, we're going to unpack the science behind it all, drawing insights from the work of Dr. Ari Soudan-Touari from the Defense Institute of Psychological Research.
So let's get started with the basics. What exactly is a group? Is it just a bunch of people in the same place?
Not at all. A group is a collection of two or more individuals who see themselves as a unit, who have common goals, and who influence each other. Think of your study group, your favorite sports team, or even your family.
I see. And are all groups the same, or are there different kinds?
That's a great question. Not all groups are created equal. We have primary groups, like our family, which we are born into and that shape our core values. Then there are secondary groups, which we choose to join, like a club or a team at work. Groups can also be formal, with explicit rules and roles like in an office, or informal, like a group of friends meeting in the park.
So what actually holds a group together? What are the fundamental elements that bind people in a group?
There are four key components: status, roles, norms, and cohesiveness.
Let's break those down. What do you mean by status in a group?
Status is the rank or position a person holds in a group. It could be formal, like a team captain, or informal, like the most experienced person in a group. Status often comes with privileges and influences how we behave.
And roles. How do roles contribute to group dynamics?
Roles are the expected behaviors for different members. Think about a film set. The director, actors, and camera crew all have distinct roles. Or even in a family, one person might be the planner while another is the peacekeeper. These roles are vital for any group success. When roles are clear, things run smoothly, but when they're not, it can lead to confusion and conflict.
So we have status and roles. What about norms?
Norms are the unwritten rules of the group, the do's and don'ts that guide our behavior. Norms tell us what's acceptable and what's not, and they can be incredibly powerful in shaping how people act within the group.
And finally, cohesiveness. That sounds like it has to do with unity.
Exactly. Cohesiveness is the we feeling, the sense of belonging that keeps a group together. The more cohesive a group is, the more likely its members are to stick together, support each other, and work towards a common goal.
It's fascinating how groups form and evolve. Does a group just instantly come into being, or is there a process?
It's definitely not an instant process. Groups typically go through 5 stages. Forming, this is the getting to know you stage filled with uncertainty. Storming, here conflicts often arise as members figure out their roles and status. Norming, the group establishes its rules and gets a clear identity. Performing, this is the execution stage where the group works towards its goals. And adjourning, for some groups there's a final stage where they disband after achieving their purpose.
Now for the really interesting part. How does being in a group change our individual behavior? Can you give us some examples?
Absolutely. Have you ever performed better in front of an audience? That's social facilitation. The presence of others can actually boost our performance on simple or well-learned tasks.
I've definitely experienced that. But what about the opposite? Like in those dreaded group projects from school where one person seems to do all the work?
Ah, yes, that's a classic case of social loafing. It's the tendency to slack off in a group because you figure someone else will pick up the slack. We've all seen it.
And what about when people do things in a crowd they might never do alone?
That's de-individuation. Being in a large group can make us feel anonymous, leading to a loss of self-awareness and sometimes wild or antisocial behavior.
When it comes to making decisions, groups can be a double-edged sword, right? Can you explain how?
Yeah, absolutely right. On one hand, you have group polarization, where a group's initial preference gets strengthened, leading to more extreme decisions.
And on the other hand?
There's groupthink. This is a dangerous one. It's when a group is so tight-knit that no one wants to rock the boat. The need to agree becomes more important than making the right decision. dissent is silenced and bad ideas can go unchallenged. Historically, it's been blamed for major fiascos.
Of course, no discussion of group dynamics would be complete without talking about cooperation, competition, and conflict. How do these play out within a group?
Cooperation is when group members work together to achieve a common goal. Competition, on the other hand, is when they work against each other.
And conflict? That seems inevitable in any group.
It is. Conflicts can arise from a clash of interests, values, or simply from poor communication. But conflict isn't always a bad thing. If managed well, it can actually lead to better ideas and stronger relationships. The key is to have effective conflict resolution strategies in place.
So the next time you're in a meeting or just with friends, take a moment and observe. See if you can spot the unwritten rules and the roles people play.
Understanding these dynamics isn't just theory, it's a practical tool for becoming a better teammate, leader, and communicator.
Thanks for tuning in to The Dynamics of Us. Join us next time as we continue to explore the fascinating complexities of the human mind.